Evan, tell me something.
Chiefs wide receivers are not them.
Dahm, that's true. Evan, that's true. It's true. The show starts now. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. I'm your host of the Truman Steehn Machine Steehn. As always, I'm joined by somebody. Today it is not Owen, the bomb Owen Dahm.
Kaboom!
Today it is the at best a 7, Evan.
Man.
It's not bad. 7's not bad. I don't know if I'd call myself a 7.
I would say something more like, he doesn't shenanalack.
The man who can never be caught shenanalacking.
Yeah, there we
Evan shenanalacking.
Shenanalack, yeah.
He never takes a shellacking.
Mm-hmm.
Evan shenanalack.
I'm always ready.
He never gets shellacked. Evan shenanalack.
Yes, I think that's...
That isn't how you actually say your last name, but...
Yeah.
Do you spell it wrong on Twitter on purpose?
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know if it's on purpose, but it was more like a nickname. Like, I was called Shenanalack growing up instead of Shanlack. So...
How is that a nickname?
Well, it's not really a shortened name, but like my 8th grade math teacher just started calling me Shenanalack, and then I ended up changing it to like my Twitter handle and Facebook handle at some point in high school, and then it kind of stuck.
The man who is always on attack, Evan Shenanalack.
There we go.
Welcome everybody into another episode of Dahm. That's true. Today we're going to melt down about the Chiefs-Bills game. Obviously the Overreactor is not here, so we'll have definitely level heads will prevail here. We're going to talk about Chiefs wide receiver room, as I'm sure plenty are talking about today. We're going to talk about the Chiefs playoff seeding situation. We're going to talk about Chiefs versus Patriots. We're going to do a score prediction. Depending on time, excuse me if you heard the burp. Depending on the time, we might call and get a Swiftie update. Taylor Swift was there. She seemed concerned for Travis Kelce after the game. It's very nice. We're gonna do overreactions with the Evanreactor. We'll take your Twitter takes and rate them and rank them, and then we'll do a top 5. Well, NFC South team of the week. Who's the best team in the NFL? Then we're gonna do Evan's 5-team parlay.
Okay.
This will be hilarious, by the way. This is best case scenarios that you nail this parlay.
Oh, yeah.
Then we're doing top 5. And I bet Owen is upset he's missing this. I'm not going to lie to you. Because our top 5 today is top 5 McDonald's menu items. That'll be good. So, there's the slate for you. Let's get into it. Let me switch over into the good screen. The PowerPoint screen. Welcome. All right. Chiefs versus Bills takeaway, Evan. Give me one.
I'm kind of tired of like wanting to argue about something the refs did at the end of a game.
Yes.
In a game that the Chiefs should have just dominated from the get-go.
Right. The Chiefs had another slow start, and that'll be forgotten in all of this, is that the Chiefs again were down 14-0 in a game where they came out flat on offense, and what's oddly enough, they come out flat on defense a lot too. They only gave up 20 points at the end of the day. So they gave up 2 field goals in the second half. But they came out flat, plain and simply. The defense always comes out flat. I think for the last 2 or 3 games, the team has gone out there and scored a touchdown, or at least scored on the opening 2 drives. And then the Chiefs defense finds its way and shuts them down, which is, again, a testament to Spags. But at the same time, it's they still put up 4. It's just, you put yourself down in a 14-0 hole. I think I even tweeted something out that people always talk about Patrick Mahomes' great win percentage. He's the only one with a positive win percentage, which gets closer every week. He's now 15-13 when he goes down double digits. He's the only one to ever have a winning percentage in it. But it's getting very close. And if you keep on putting yourself down, it is no longer impressive that they come back. It's just how they play games at that point, you know?
Yeah. And it kind of seemed like at the beginning of his career those 10-point comebacks were because the defense sucked. So they
Right.
were just giving up 30 points a game.
Yeah,
now
they're back and forth and back and forth.
Now they're giving up 20 points a game, and it should be easier to come back from, and
Right.
it's just not happening.
Yes. Again, if we would have said that the Chiefs defense is not going to give up more than 30 points in any game, and that they're only going to give up over 20 points in 3 games, you would say, oh, the Chiefs had a perfect season.
Yeah.
And here we are at 8-5 and just frustrated.
Right.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of things about this. So I'm going to say one thing about the Kadarius Toney thing, about the Kadarius Toney offsides. The offsides, I will say, it is. We talked on this show last week a lot about you should want, no matter what, the game to be called correctly, which is true. I want the flags to be called flags that should be flags. Kadarius Toney was lined up offsides. What I will say is that is normally not a penalty that gets called because normally the ref will do you a solid and just say, hey, man, scoot back. Like, especially if you can't see the ball, the ref will just say, hey, scoot back. Or something. Or because you don't get any in just no real benefit from it, that they just don't call it because it doesn't really matter if he's an inch forward or an inch back, right?
Right.
But he was lined up there. And as a supporter of calling it correctly, I'm going to go on and say I'm glad they called it that way. But I just think that it should have been discussed differently before they snapped the ball.
Right.
But that's my opinion personally.
The thing about it is, I just wish that play counted. Like,
Yeah.
that would have been like the highlight reel of the season for sure. Maybe one of the ones that like Mahomes Hall of Fame ceremony in 20 years. They're showing that play on it.
Or
like
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce for sure.
Mahomes said it after the game, and the after the game was a little embarrassing, I will say. Mm-hmm. They cried a little too hard, I would say. But at the same time, like, I think a lot of it, honestly, was just frustrations on what's been going on.
Right.
I think that's an entire season's worth of frustrations, and it's just him taking it out all on the refs there, or just like, and I think, and Mahomes went on to say, like, I'm just upset that they probably won't show this during Travis Kelce's highlight reel when he goes into Hall of Fame. And it's like, okay, dude, let's all pump the brakes. It's
right.
just crazy. So, but he still, it doesn't count. It sucks that it doesn't count. But would have been an incredible play.
Right. And you still get 2 chances after that, and you pretty much do nothing.
3 chances.
Three chances after that was a second down play.
Yeah, that happened on second and 10. I think that's what a lot of us are forgetting, is that it's very similar to the Steve Bartman play when the Cubs. He was the guy who hit the foul ball when the Cubs lost in the NLCS. But people remember he had his headphones on, and like the Cubs guy would have caught the ball, or the other player would have caught the ball, and because he reached over, they didn't call the fair or whatever. They called it not an out, and then I believe they went on to score. What people forget is there was also multiple errors that happened after that, and that was Game 6. The Cubs still went and lost a home Game 7 right after that, and that's what's going to be lost in all this, is that it was 2nd and 15. You had a minute left. You still had 2 timeouts, and they just got pressured and didn't come close to completing a ball the next 3 plays. And they could have got half. I mean, you had Harrison Butker. You're at the 50-yard line. Get 10 yards. Throw a check down. Get close enough to kick a field goal. Take this to overtime.
Right. And was there still like a minute left? There was over a minute left in the game. You could have even like ran it. You had 2 timeouts.
Yes. And they just were flustered and crying. And, I get it. It sucks. And I've been on a team that's imploded, and it's simple things that set you off, and then nothing goes right. Everything's a woe is me. I get it, but you still had an opportunity. You still should have won that game. I bet even after they called that playback, I imagine the Chiefs win oh gosh, what I'm trying to say, percentage win.
Win percentage, yeah.
Yeah, just probability rate was still probably positive even after, or was still not that negative, but
Right.
they killed it. I don't know why. They just shot themselves in the foot, and then they just couldn't get out of their own way after that. So I don't know, just sucks to see.
Yeah.
But everybody will remember that. Rashee Rice is thankful as he fumbled that ball. Everybody forgets about that.
Did the Bills score off of that? Did they get a field goal, or was it?
I think they ended up forcing a punt.
Okay.
Also, another thing that's totally forgotten, and we talked about this at the time, the Bills got a first down with 2 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock.
Oh, yeah.
And the Chiefs have 2 timeouts. So you're like, okay, well, the Chiefs are going to call a timeout and then timeout, and then they'll take it to the 2-minute warning. The Bills are going to run a minute 20 off the clock, and then they're going to kick a field goal. The Bills ran 3 passing plays.
Yeah.
And threw incompletions on every single play. Threw 2 incompletions and then threw another ball, which I think they counted as a completion, but
it looked like it bounced. I don't know if they ever brought that back. I don't remember them talking about it, but it was at the 2-minute warning, so it was basically, in essence, an incompletion or 1 yard completion or whatever. But
yeah, they had 2:15 left on the clock, and they went. The Chiefs used no timeouts and got the ball back with 1:55 left. That is one just insanely bad coaching by the Bills. I would say, yeah. No, I don't. No, never mind. I'm not. I was gonna make a Sean McDermott. I was trying to think. I had 2 timeouts. I could have made some kind of joke there, but also
they really missed the White House with that one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really crashed into a field. But I will say after the game, they were like, or in the final minute when the Bills are kneeling it, they were talking about the adversity that Sean McDermott had faced that week. And I tweeted this out. I was like, why are we commending Sean McDermott for fighting through adversity? His adversity was that his weird 9/11 comments resurfaced.
It's like KU fans when Jalen Wilson gets a DUI. They're like, he really went through a lot of adversity this week and came out and scored 20 in each game.
Yes, that's like that'd be like Von Miller playing and getting the sack and them saying, "Wow, Von Miller really had to fight through a lot of adversity to play this week. Congrats." Congrats to Sean McDermott fighting through his 9/11 comments and gutting out a tough, gritty win there. I tweeted out that exact thing, and I had a Bills fan that said, "That's just it. They weren't." I said, "We're really celebrating McDermott fighting through adversity of his weird 9/11 comments being leaked." And the Bills fan commented and said, "That's just it. They weren't leaked so much as they were dealt with in 2019. Bringing up a story from 4 years ago to get clicks was more the issue." I said, and I commented and said, "Well, thank God he overcame that adversity and got it out of wind today." I don't get it, man. That's just crazy to me that they commended him for fighting through adversity.
Yeah.
And listen, I know they're all taken out of context, but that is an insane comment because it was like 2019. It wasn't like I don't know, man. I'm just
it was September 12th, 2001 actually is when he made those comments.
Sean McDermott's like, "What a great team." Is anybody talking about how good of a team that was? I don't know, man. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to add. I think that was going to be my spin. A great game by Rashee Rice also is being forgotten. He had 78 yards. That's great. Travis Kelce, 87 yards. Didn't hit the parlay, I know.
Yeah.
Evan always bets the 10 Kelce receptions, 150 yards, and 3 touchdowns for Travis Kelce parlay. Never hits.
Clyde and Jarek looked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weren't liabilities or anything.
Clyde had a little extra bump, had a little extra pep in his step. Looked like he's back at LSU.
He was ready to tear his pants off. And he did.
Got Clyde Edwards Hushmeat on the screen.
I feel like when he came back in though, his legs looked bigger somehow. Yeah. Did they put on 2 pairs of pants just in case?
Maybe it'd be quick. Maybe they just put another pair of pants over his pants.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked by that. He's just looking a little thicker in general, honestly.
Yeah, but he's looked kind of feisty this year. It's easy to kind of complain when you try and run him up the middle and he gets negative a half yard or whatever. But when he's on the outside, he's still doing good. As long as they use him in that manner, he's fine
Yeah.
usually.
He's making me. I'm falling all in love with him all again. No, not really. But I don't know, man. He's a solid second back again, I'd say.
Yeah. How long had Jarek been out? Was this his first game back?
Yeah.
In a while, like 5 or 6?
No, he missed one game, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think 1 or 2 games, maybe.
Okay.
And he looked fresh.
Yes.
He looked like he had a little extra pep in his step. Both the running backs had just extra pep in their step.
Yeah.
The rest has been doing them good. Okay, let's talk about a couple things. I saw this question come up, and I had 2 different answers, actually, for this. Somebody tweeted out, said, if you keep one wide receiver next year in this group besides Rice, who would it be? And it was actually, they posted 4 wide receivers. It was Justin Watson, MVS, Sky Moore, and Kadarius Toney. They didn't count like Justin Ross, but hell, I'd let you include Justin Ross. If you can keep one wide receiver out, one wide receiver next year in this group besides Rice, out of this group, who would it be?
Okay, so definitely getting rid of MVS.
Yes.
He's just...
There's no reason to.
No reason he should be the top paid wide receiver on the team.
No.
No, for sure.
No.
Like, and that goes in the calculus there. Like, if you're thinking about how much money each of them makes.
Yeah.
Like, is Kadarius Toney still on his rookie contract, right?
Yes.
So, like, is this his last year of a rookie contract?
I think he's got one more, because I think last year was his second year. I think this year's his third year. I think he's got one more. And I think so. The Chiefs will have the option, his 5th-year option coming up because he was a first-round pick.
Yeah.
I think there's no way they pick it up, and I think he's got one more year.
Does the 5th-year option as a first-round pick, is that like first-round pick money? Is that how that works? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, he'd get paid more than if he was a free agent, right? Or what do you think?
He'd probably get paid more as a free agent.
Okay.
But I don't think the Chiefs have seen enough to him that they're like, yeah, we want 2 more years of this. We can figure it out.
Yeah, the thing about Kadarius Toney,
I can fix him.
like the injuries are annoying, like just staying off the field, and I think that's why the Giants didn't like him.
Yeah.
I don't remember last year the drops being a huge problem.
No.
And I don't know what to, like, none of these guys have probably been dropping the ball at the rate they have been this year.
No, this is a historic rate. I saw they've dropped 8% of Patrick Mahomes' passes have been dropped this year, which is a crazy stat. That is a historic high. The next closest is in the league, I think, is 5%. And the one that really blew me away, and I sent this in our Twitter group chat, of the passes from Mahomes that have traveled more than 20 air yards, the Chiefs wideouts have dropped 12.5% of those. 1 out of every 8 passes that goes 20 yards beyond the line of scrimmage is dropped by a Chiefs wideout.
And how do they get the clarification dropped? Like, does it have to touch their hands or?
Drop is it is a fairly subjective stat.
Okay.
It's been tracked. It's only started being tracked lately. But they're pretty lenient. They're not called, like, remember when Mahomes threw that bubble screen a little bit too far ahead of Rashee Rice?
Yeah.
And it hit his hands and then that hit the ground?
Yeah.
They didn't call that a drop.
Okay.
So that's so.
Yeah, so I mean, let's say, well, so like if you take away the drops because they're just like all having that issue,
Right.
Kadarius Toney's skill set is pretty good.
Yep.
But like you're then thinking about the injury history still. Justin Watson has been fine, and he's super cheap, I think.
Right.
So
cheap enough. Yeah.
cheap enough. Like he's not changing the cap hit, or he's not a very big part of that. So I'd probably go with Justin Watson.
Framps in the chat saying MVS is by far the most talented wide receiver for the Chiefs.
He's talented at not doing anything good.
Let me check something. Marquez Valdez-Scantling age 29, and I think that plays into it. So last night, what I would have said, I tweeted this out. I said Justin Watson. I was like, scrap this whole fucking team. Justin Watson's fine. He can stay. Because he's like, what Justin Watson should be is like your 4th or 5th receiver, right? Mm-hmm. He shouldn't be your 1st, and he shouldn't be your 2nd. And right now he's your 2nd, and he really shouldn't even be a 3rd or a 4th. I didn't say what he was talented at.
He knows how to juggle.
Yeah, but what the thing is, and this morning I changed my answer. This morning my answer is Kadarius Toney. Yeah. Last night I would have said Justin Watson. This morning my answer is Kadarius Toney, because Kadarius Toney is, goddamn it, he's still talented, man. He still flashes. He still could become your Deebo Samuel type. You know, they had him running the ball out of the backfield last night. They had him catching bubble screens. He catches passes, and he's electric when he touches it. He made two guys slam into each other. And then he did a bone. Even that, he juked two guys into each other. They slammed into each other. And then he ran up to the first down yardage. And just instead of juking to the right and getting the first down, he juked into the guy and got tackled a half yard short. And it was second down or first down anyways. It doesn't really matter. But at the same time, I'm like, what?
What's going through your head?
Yeah, right. And so that's a lot of Kadarius Toney. There's a perfect clip of Kadarius Toney at the Senior Bowl when he runs a great route, dusts the guy, jukes the guy out of his shoes, and then he runs the out route, and the quarterback just lofts one to him, and he just drops it. And everybody's like, this has been Kadarius' Toney so far his whole career. And it's just every time I see Kadarius Toney, I say, I can fix him. I could figure this. We could figure this out. We can do this. But I don't know. It's in the same way that I'm at this point. I'm taking the Chiefs are. I've been telling people this. The Chiefs a lot. I know somebody posted this last night. It was Kadarius Toney dropping, having the balls bounce off his hands for the pick six. It was MVS dropping the Eagles pass. It was Kadarius Toney lining up off sides, and it was Sky Moore dropping that over the shoulder in Denver. Yeah. And they quote tweeted and said, without these four plays, if these four plays work, we're 12-1 instead of 8-5. The Sky Moore one is absolutely a stretch. The Chiefs lost that game 25-9. Listen, if they score there, then it's 17-9 or it's 17, or maybe it would have been 19.
Yeah,
19
I don't remember that game too well, but that wasn't really the receivers that game.
Yeah, that also
that was like 5 turnover.
He also got held on that play. But the other three, absolutely. If you don't let that bounce, you're not offsides, and MVS doesn't drop that perfect deep ball, absolutely. But it's like at some point you are not a team. You're not a good team that's been getting unlucky. At some point, you are a bad team that makes boneheaded mistakes, right? Yeah, and that's hard for some people to accept. That's where I've kind of come to terms with it at this point for the Chiefs. The Chiefs, I'm not going to keep sitting here every week and saying, yeah, well, the Chiefs are a great team. Chiefs aren't a great team. The Chiefs are a good team but they're undisciplined. At the very least, they have a lot of penalties and they turn the ball over and they're just undisciplined. And at this point, I'm done with the good team who's getting unlucky label. Or the great team who's getting unlucky label. I'm calling them just a good team. And I'm not saying that they can make a deep playoff run at this point. I mean, we're week 13 and Andy Reid week 14. We just finished up week 14. Andy Reid still goes up on the podium and says, just got to clean up the penalties, got to clean up the turnovers. Yeah, then fucking clean them up, At some point, just stop coming out here every week and saying, oh, well, we just got to clean those up. What are you guys doing? Clean them up. Practice that. Do something. It's drops, it's penalties, it's turnovers. That's it. If the Chiefs don't have a drop, if the Chiefs don't have a drop or a turnover, and they keep themselves under 4 penalties, the Chiefs will win every game that they play in.
Right.
But the Chiefs have proven that they are incapable of doing that. Simple. And I don't know. It's frustrating to see this every week, and people go, well, we could be 12-1. Yeah. If my aunt had a penis, she'd be my uncle, right? So I'm done with this, man. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of hearing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I ranted. I'm sorry. I went on a long rant there. I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated, Evan.
Yeah.
Let's talk. Oh.
Yeah, so on the wide receiver question, I'm ready to move on from MVS.
Yes, for sure.
Ready to move on from Sky Moore.
Unless you want to do an Ethernet cord replug in. Sorry, yeah.
Ready to move on from Sky Moore, MVS. Kadarius Toney and Justin Watson. I could there's benefits to keeping either of them, but the drops are just too big of an issue right now.
Yeah, I think they do an absolute overhaul like they did with the offensive line.
Oh yeah.
Where, we went from that banged up offensive line in the Super Bowl 55, you know?
Yeah.
And then, we moved on from Eric Fisher. We moved on from, after that we had Joe Tooney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Orlando Brown, and, oh my God, who's playing right tackle?
Did you just name 5 people?
No, who's playing right tackle? Who played right tackle the last couple years? Wiley played it last year, right?
Sounds possible, yeah.
Am I going crazy? But, it was Mitchell Schwartz until he retired. I think he retired maybe even after Super Bowl 55.
Mm-hmm. Is Wiley with the Commanders now? Is that?
He might have gone to the Bears even.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at the. Man, this is gonna haunt me if I can't figure out who was the right tackle for the last.
So you're thinking overhaul the wide receiver room is the next thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a lot of. I think you go out there and you sign a lot of solid pieces.
Yeah.
I think you say, okay, what we're doing doesn't work. Keep Rashee Rice. Fine.
Yes.
And then we go, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can figure out. And it's, you're getting rid of I think you cut Sky Moore. It's under $1 million to cut Sky Moore. I think it's $2.5 million if you cut Kadarius Toney. So I think, I hate to say it, I think you keep Kadarius Toney.
When are you, for next year?
Yeah.
Isn't that his 5th year option though?
No, that's his 4th year option. This is his 3rd year right now.
It is?
Yes, the Giants moved on from him
in year 2.
Year after.
Okay.
Yes, that he had been the first round pick. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up.
Okay, yeah, I think you keep Kadarius Toney on a rookie contract.
Right.
See what he can do. Find a spot for him.
Yes. Sorry, 2021 Chiefs. All right.
Sky Moore has just never looked super electric.
No. No, he's quite.
But if you think about Kadarius Toney, huge punt return in the Super Bowl and a touchdown separate from that.
Right tackle they have listed as Lucas Niang.
Okay, that sounds right. Is that the TCU guy?
Yeah, but I want to say Nick Wiley played for a lot.
Or Nick Allegretti? Was he in there some?
Allegretti was there. Allegretti's the one that's from Chicago, actually, that I'm thinking of. I think there are other. They don't have another right tackle listed, or I don't know, man. Rimmers? No, it wasn't Rimmers. Lucas Niang. Yeah. I'm just, I'm gonna, yeah. I'll admit. I guess it was Lucas Niang. I don't think that's right, but oh well, we're gonna move on.
Yeah.
So it's just, so I think that's how you solve. I think you keep Toney. I don't think we signed Watson to a multi-year deal. I think it was a 1 year.
I have no idea.
I could do a double check, but you definitely cut MVS.
Yes.
And I think you just sign you draft a wide receiver in the first round, very similar to Chiefs drafting Creed Humphrey in the second round. And I think you just bring in a solid veteran wide receiver. Listen, I think we'd all love to have Mike Evans. Mike Evans doesn't feel like what it's going to be,
Right.
It feels like it's going to be another person like MVS. Brandon Cooks would be a great example of somebody that I think it could be. Somebody like that. Robert Woods.
Hunter Renfro.
No. Yeah. But just somebody like that. Garrett Dieter. No, just is what it feels like it's going to be. But we'll see. I'm excited to see how they redo it, but at the same time, I'm excited to see who they draft in the first round.
Yes.
That's the only benefit to the Chiefs getting worse and worse and worse is maybe you're picking pick 25, baby.
Yeah.
Maybe we got a real shot at an actual wideout. Maybe we go get Xavier Worthy.
Maybe.
He's on my wish list.
My wish list, Malik Neighbors, LSU. He's probably the second wide receiver going in the draft, but
probably a top 12 pick, yeah.
Top 12, yeah.
We'd have to trade
Chris Jones.
Yeah, actually. God, man. Because who's been disappointing also? Chris Jones. A little bit.
Sometimes.
Disappointing. I know he's getting double teamed all the time, and it's hard to tell, especially in defensive tackle.
The thing about Chris Jones that's disappointing is just like the start of the season. I think it really kind of set the season on a bad tone.
Yes.
Like the timing of it.
Yes.
Especially, like, we should have won that Lions game.
Yes.
Like, and I think
if Chris Jones plays or Kadarius Toney doesn't have a ball bounce off it for a pick six, yes, I think we absolutely win that game.
Just a lot of distractions that game because of it, I think.
Yeah.
Too.
Absolutely.
But
that's I guess how it goes. Hold on, sorry, I'm trying to make sure I had a rant and I wanted to make sure I marked it. But okay. So now I want to move on to our second question that I have about the Chiefs. What seed do you think the Chiefs will be in the playoffs? And does it matter?
Okay. Broncos are 1 game back now.
They are 1 game back.
1 game back.
I will say the Chiefs. Sorry, and I'm sorry. My mic is having trouble if you're getting weird noises. The Chiefs play the Patriots next week.
Mm-hmm.
The Chargers. The Raiders one more time, and
Bengals.
The Bengals. Yeah, that's your 4 teams left. So, and the Broncos still have to play. They play somebody actually fairly good this week. I want to say
NFC North, right? So, have they played the Lions yet?
Oh, they do play the Lions. Absolutely, that is who they play. They play the Lions, the Patriots, the Chargers, and the Raiders. Listen, if the Broncos win out and we lose a game, the Broncos absolutely deserve to be the division champions.
Yeah.
Because we have four games against essentially the same opponents, if not worse.
Right.
We have 3 common opponents, and our one opponent that we don't share are the Bengals, and they play the Lions. I would call those very similar teams,
At this point.
but I would say the Bengals are a worse team.
Right.
The Chiefs have the game advantage and probably the schedule advantage. If they end up tied with the Broncos, I don't think, unless the Chiefs lose one to the Raiders or the Chargers, if they lose to the Bengals, it won't matter. But if they lose to the Raiders or the Chargers, they will then get into weird tiebreaker scenarios.
Right.
But if they don't, then the Chiefs will still hold the tiebreaker over the Broncos if they lose to the Bengals or the Patriots.
Right.
So I would still call it unlikely, but it's not impossible.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what seed the Chiefs will be this playoffs, assuming they make the playoffs? So I'm thinking the Ravens are pretty solid. I don't know what their schedule looks like, but I think they're going to get the 1 seed.
Yeah, they're 2 games ahead of the Chiefs. The Dolphins, as long as they win tonight, I'm checking the score now. They're down 7-10.
Yeah, their only score was a defensive touchdown too,
Really?
from what I saw. And Tyreek Hill was questionable.
I saw questionable to return. Not a great look.
I think the Dolphins. So they're not playing a number 1 schedule in their division. I don't know what they have left, but I imagine they're gonna go like 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins probably will be able to get that 2 seed. I'm still thinking the Chiefs top 3 seed though, either the 2 or the 3.
I think so.
And then who knows? Trevor Lawrence last week, it looked like he was going to go out, but it was just a sprain, and he came back yesterday. Mm-hmm. So they'll probably win that division with the Texans losing yesterday, I think.
Right, yeah.
So I'm thinking the Chiefs get the 2 seed. I'm still thinking 2 seed.
You think the Dolphins lose 2 more games?
Shit. 3 seed. We'll go with the 3 seed.
I think they'll get the 3 seed. I think you're right, because I think they're still. I guess they're still tied with the Jags. Yeah, they're both the Jags and them are both 8-5. The Jags' last 4 games are the Ravens, the Bucks, the Panthers, and the Titans. I think they lose to the Ravens. Ravens or Jags, somebody wins that game.
Yeah.
If the Chiefs get the 1 seed, that would be an all-time Chiefs. Sorry, I just brushed the hell out of the mic. That would be an all-time Chiefs lucking out to get the 1 seed.
Right.
You could if the Chiefs get the 1 seed this year, I will agree that the league is at least somewhat rigged for Patrick Mahomes.
As far as doesn't matter, I think 2, 3, or 4, it doesn't change much.
Yeah.
Now that it's only the 1 seed with the bye. But I think it does matter that they're not getting the 1 seed. Like if you look 2 years ago, they got the 2 seed. They won their first 2 games at home, and they got to play the third game, the AFC Championship game, even at home. But I think that played into it. Like not getting the week off and then having to play 3 games in a row. Yeah. I think that plays into it. So.
I think the 2 versus the 3 seed is certainly important because I think the Chiefs have been the 2 seed. You know, that's the dirty secret about the 6 straight times at Arrowhead and the Arrowhead Invitational is that the Chiefs have been the 2 seed twice, 2 or 3 times during that
first Super Bowl year.
Yeah,
for sure.
The 2 seed, and I think the year after that they were the 1 seed. For sure.
And then the loss to the Bengals year, they were the 2 seed.
They were the 2 seed, yeah. So they've at least been the 2 seed twice during that run. Maybe also the Patriots year.
They were the
1 seed.
Well,
oh, I'm trying to think.
Let's see. That year, I think they were the 1 seed. Yeah.
Seasons. Yeah. Let's see. 2020. So 2023, they were definitely the 1 seed, for sure. 14-3. Nobody else came close. Well, I guess the Bills came close. You know, debatable. Titans. Yeah, Titans were the 1 seed. 2021. 2020 they went 14-2. They were the 1 seed. 2019 Super Bowl year, they were definitely the 2 seed. The Ravens lost as the 1 seed. 2018 Chiefs were the 1 seed as well. So yeah. So of those games that have all been at Arrowhead, the 6 straight, the 5 straight,
5 straight.
2 of them have been in the 2 seed spot. So it'd be funny if they got the 2 seed again and then still hosted again, and then it would be half of them have been from the 2 seed. But all that to just say, it's not impossible. But once you get down to the 3 seed, the odds that the 1 and the 2 seed lose becomes a lot more rare.
Right.
The 1 seed, certainly, we've seen the Ravens choke it away plenty of times. And this Dolphins team could lose to anybody.
Yes.
There's still no elite team in the AFC. There's no reason the Chiefs can't win. But so, doesn't matter. The flip side of this is, 1, do you think the Chiefs win no matter what? Or 2, do you think the Chiefs lose no matter what? I think there's a high likelihood that the Chiefs get bounced in the first round but at the same time, just like we said, if the Chiefs don't have more than 5 penalties, the Chiefs don't turn the ball over, and the Chiefs don't drop any passes, they will win any game.
Right.
Except for maybe when they play the team from the NFC. But they will win any AFC playoff game if they do that. But if they don't, then they can lose to anybody because they're not world beaters like they've been all the time, when maybe this has been going on for years and we haven't noticed it because this offense has always been a world beater when Mahomes has 2 competent wide receivers or even, really 3 competent wide receivers, and Mahomes doesn't have that now. So now we don't have that. So now Mahomes has to play, the offense basically has to be perfect. And when you have all those penalties, you have all those drops, you have all those turnovers, then there's nothing you can do. There's nothing. This defense isn't opportunistic. This is a great defense. They're not a turnover heavy defense, which is frustrating also. But I don't know, man. So do I think it matters? Not particularly. I don't think it matters where the Chiefs play these games. I think regardless, whatever they do, I think if they make mistakes, they'll lose wherever they're going to go. And they make plenty of mistakes.
Right.
But if they clean up those mistakes, I think they could still beat anybody in the AFC for sure.
Yeah.
That's just me. Especially as Rashee Rice continues to progress and Travis Kelce starts to get a little bit of a groove. Any game that Taylor Swift will be at, because she will be at every game until the Super Bowl. So.
I think they just haven't been showing her enough.
Yes. Yeah. More Taylor
Swift.
Like
earlier in the season, they were showing her like every other down. Travis Kelce was going off for like 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. And now it's like, okay, you get 1 at the beginning of the game and on Kelsey's first catch. But I don't know.
All right, so let's talk Chiefs Patriots. We don't need to waste too much time on this. The Patriots are a bad team, but just beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. They did have Mitchell Trubisky, but they looked like they had life for the first time in 3 weeks. The Patriots, the only team in NFL history to hold their opponents for under 10 points or less in 3 straight games and lose all 3. That is a crazy stat. But somehow there's a game that ended 3-0 this week, and it wasn't the Patriots-Pittsburgh game. Or the Steelers-Patriots game. It was the
Raiders-Vikings, right?
Raiders-Vikings, which, to be fair, if you would have told me that game ended 3-0, I also would have believed you. So I'm not going to debate you with that. The Josh Dobbs Linsanity run is over. Upsetting, honestly.
Hey, they won that game.
Yes, they did. There's truly – I don't think there's any winners
Skull.
in that game. I know they didn't technically tie 0-0, but there's still no winners to that game.
Oh, yeah.
Besides Kevin O'Connell, who gets to probably still keep his job. Okay. Patriots are bad. Quite simply. Name one player outside of any quarterbacks on the Patriots.
Devontae Parker?
Yeah, that's a good answer. I would say Ramondre Stevenson.
Juju, sort of?
Yeah, I guess Juju's there. J.C. Jackson, I would say. On the defensive side, I only know that because he left the Chargers and it went back to actually being serviceable.
Hunter
that,
Henry, tight end?
Is he still there? Yeah. Okay.
Think so.
Ezekiel Elliott, he's still there.
Oh yeah,
He had a big game. We played him in fantasy in my work league, and he pooped on us because he scored 25 points. He's projected to have like 6. I think I'm running out.
yeah.
Kendrick Bourne?
Yes,
Still there?
He had a good run at the beginning of the season, fantasy wise. I think.
Yeah. Jacoby Myers no longer there.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. Again, I think the Chiefs. I normally do the keys for the Chiefs to win. I'm going to do the keys for the Chiefs to lose. If the Chiefs have 3 turnovers, they might lose this game. If the defense has no sacks, they might lose this game. I don't know if I see another situation in which they lose this game. If the Chiefs receivers drop more than 5 balls or more, they might lose this game. And if the Chiefs lose this game, I'm about ready to dance on the grave of this season. There is simply no coming back from losing to the Patriots this week.
Is Pacheco back this week? Do we know?
I don't know, man. He didn't practice at all last week, which is a bad sign.
Okay.
But also, it feels like the Chiefs have been doing that with players where if they know that this late in the year, if they know you're not even if they know that you're just gonna practice and probably not even play, it looks like they've been sitting you. Jarek McKinnon, a great example where he sat out all of last week, didn't practice once, and then full participant every day this week. So it could be that situation. Where, hopefully, is what I'm hoping for with Isaiah Pacheco. But especially as the fantasy playoffs start next week. So
I think this is the type of game. If Isaiah Pacheco comes in, you give him 10 rushes, we're gonna win.
Yep. Yeah.
Which that's kind of the rule, but like I think this one for sure.
Yeah, the Chiefs have still been finding a way to lose with that happening, but yeah.
I think if the Chiefs score 10 points, it's a good chance they win.
Yep.
I'm gonna say we need to get 2 interceptions though. That's my key.
And I think there's no reason they can't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do score predictions. My prediction. This is another trap game, very similar to the Packers or the Broncos game. But I think the Chiefs let out some frustrations. Chiefs 35-7.
Ooh, okay.
They dominate like they have not dominated anybody this year against a team where it does not matter. They play a clean game.
That would feel nice. I'm going to go with something a little more disappointing in 17-9.
17-9.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay. Fair enough. All right. It's still good though. I mean, we still win, but
Yeah. That's all that really matters in the NFL.
right. All right. Let me pull up the overreactions with the Evanreactor. Listen, what do we got? 45? Yeah, let's call Sawyer real quick. Call Sawyer. Get the Taylor Swift check-in. And I might be calling her too early. We'll see. She might be just getting back to her car. Like 9:15 might be the...
She like a Spanish teacher?
She's teaching, ESL
Okay.
classes in Texas. She doesn't answer then, She's... Wow. Let's not put her number out on the internet for everybody. Okay, all right. Overreactions with the Evan reactor. All right, let's start here. Dawson Johans. I know his real name, but I'm not going to air it out like that. His overreaction was clear out the entire wide receiver room except for Rice. So sick of these mistakes costing games.
Not an overreaction.
Not an overreaction. No, I absolutely believe that.
We already talked about that pretty much.
Honestly, I would say if you, in mid-season, if you could just drop MVS, fuck it, dude. Maybe let MVS stay, but drop Sky Moore and pick up Jarvis Landry or Sammy. Sammy
Watkins.
That's how I know I'm really down bad. Is because fucking bring back Sammy Watkins. Bring back T.Y. Hilton's out there somewhere.
You know who got a touchdown pass yesterday?
Who?
DeMarcus Robinson for the Rams.
I think T.Y. Hilton. Somebody said, why are we not calling T.Y. Hilton? Is T.Y. Hilton? He's actually a free agent.
Call up Cade Warner.
Bro, legitimately, drop Sky Moore, drop MVS, and just bench Kadarius Toney, and sign Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins, and T.Y. Hilton. Fuck it, let's just see. Let's just see what they've got. Listen, it can't be that much worse, right? It can't be that bad of a situation. Why not? It can't get worse than what we've seen. I mean, it legitimately it can't. I mean, these receivers, they produced. I want to get this number right because Kelsey and Rice each had like 87 and 77 yards. Mm-hmm. Pretty great, pretty good from them. The rest of the wide receiver room this week produced. Let's see. Sorry, we're not going to count Clyde's. Kadarius Toney had 25 yards. MVS had 22 yards. That's 47. Justin Watson had 18 yards. So that takes you to 65. Richie James, holy shit, I forgot Richie James was here. 69 yards.
Richie James had 60.
He had 4 yards to take it to 69. Sorry.
Nice.
So, and Sky Moore had 1 target for 0 catches. So that's 5 people, 5 wide receivers. The rest of them produced 69 yards combined. Rashee Rice, 72 yards. Travis Kelce, 83 yards. Clyde, 29, and Jerick McKinnon, 18. You're telling me that if we sign Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins, and T.Y. Hilton, that those 3 wideouts couldn't produce 69 yards every week? Those guys couldn't catch 20 yards?
I think they could.
The fact T.Y. Hilton is out there, man. Could you imagine this? This city would go crazy. If we actually signed a wideout right now, this city would go insane. How are we not on the phone with these guys? How are we not on the... I get it's hard to learn a playbook in the middle. Maybe it's Josh Gordon, right? We did this with Josh Gordon where you go, well, that should make sense, and it doesn't work out. Yeah. But dude, Josh Gordon would get significant reps in this fucking offense, right, man. Oh, all right.
Josh Gordon was on the team when Tyreek Hill was still on the team, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right. And Josh Gordon still probably produced better than these guys did.
Yeah.
I don't just think about it. I don't know, man. Okay, let's keep moving. Sorry. This comes from Aaron Galloway. I 100% believe in no matter what. The wide receiver mistakes are completely on the staff, specifically Connor Embry. He never played pro, Never developed a young wide receiver core for a winning team and has skated by on his namesake. This is what you get when you do nepotism. Is Connor Embry?
I don't know the nepotism connection. Connor Embry, you know where he went to college?
Yeah, he went to KU.
KU.
Yeah.
Known wide receiver powerhouse, KU.
Right. Never played for a winning team. Never made it to the league. Or maybe he made it to the league for a little bit.
Was he how long has he been the wide receiver coach? Is this his first year?
This is his first year. For the last 2 years, he's been an offensive quality control coach. And then the 2 years before that, he was a defensive assistant coach. And the year before that, he was the wide receivers coach at Fairview High School.
Yeah. So who was the Chiefs wide receiver coach like last year?
Chiefs wide receiver coach last year was... Oh, God. Who was the wide receivers coach last year? Hold on. 2022 Chiefs wide receiver coach.
Because, like, if you look at the core this year, there's, like, really no reason that it should be this much worse.
Joe Blameyer. He was it for the 2021 and 2022 season. Hold on. And we're going to have a take later on that I think will also frame some of this in an interesting light that I think we should touch on, especially since Owen is gone. Joe Blameyer is now the pass game coordinator for the Chiefs, so he got an upgrade a little bit, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to... He doesn't instill confidence. Connor Embry doesn't instill confidence. But... And I think that's where... You needed, I think, with not having a strong veteran presence but outside of MVS, I think you needed a very strong wide receiver coach, and they have not had that.
Right. Well, and it just really doesn't make sense that they're this much worse than last year. Like, you lose Juju, but Rashee Rice is kind of putting up Juju-type numbers.
Yeah.
Like, then MVS is back. Who else did we lose from last year? I don't remember who the third guy was, but
I think that's basically it.
Like, shouldn't be this much worse.
Yeah, no.
Like, we were able to win. They were able to win a Super Bowl last year with like a C-tier group of wide receivers.
Yeah,
and
now it's a C- tier group of wide receivers, and everything's falling apart.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. Jeffrey Kane, next take. Yeah, I mean, Mahomes won the MVP with C-tier wide receivers.
Right.
Jeffrey Kane says Tang's men's basketball teams, Jerome Tang's men's basketball team would beat LeBron in an NBA Finals Game 7 OT.
Not an overreaction.
Truly an immovable object meeting an unstoppable force.
I will say I don't think we could get to OT, but if we got to OT, you just put us in, we're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah. If they traded us out with the Golden State Warriors in that Game 7, I think it would have been Jerome Tang.
Yeah.
Sure. Jeffrey Kane said Dallas's kicker can break the record and do it consistently.
Like the distance record?
Yeah.
I haven't really watched much, but like...
He had an all-time performance last night. It was like... I know he at least kicked 2 50-plus yarders, and I think he even kicked a 60-yarder, and it looked like good from 70. He hasn't missed a kick all year.
Is that the like New Zealand guy? Or something like that?
He was in the USFL.
Okay.
That's how I
thought he was like a soccer player that like...
I think you're right. Yeah, because I think he still has his LinkedIn page, somebody was saying.
And he's like 32 or something, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, but, kickers' ages aren't real.
Yeah.
He went 4 for 4. He kicked... So, let me... hold on. Play by play. Let's see. Field goal. He kicked a... Jesus Christ. 60-yard field goal. Yeah. And a 59-yard field goal, a 45-yard field goal, and a 50-yard field goal.
Do you know what the NFL record is?
66.
Okay. I want to say, like, I honestly, is it just that low just because they don't try it, right?
Right.
Like, NFL kickers could probably, at a decent percentage, make 70-yard field goals. Yes. Like, not every NFL kicker, but like 10 guys probably could.
Right.
So,
I've said this before. I think Harrison Butker. The frustrating thing about Andy Reid is, one, he doesn't go for it on fourth down when you have the best quarterback in the world.
Yeah.
And the other frustrating thing about him is he punts from inside the 45 of the opposing team when you also have what possibly could be the best kicker in the NFL.
Right.
You have no reason, if you're ever in your opponent's territory, to not attempt to score points.
And
Andy Reid does that consistently.
It's a field goal under 65 yards, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even under 70. Let him
Yeah.
kick. He's hit from 60 this year. 61 I think he's hit from 61 this year, and it looked like it would have been good from probably 66.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I think he's got the leg for it. He also hasn't missed a kick. Brandon Aubrey has not missed a field goal, but he has missed 3 extra points, which is very interesting. Take that for what you will.
Yeah.
So can break the record and do it consistently. Not an overreaction that he can break the record, but maybe an overreaction that he can do it consistently.
Yeah.
Anybody who's missed 3 extra points is somewhat sporadic.
Yeah. I think the thing about breaking the record is it's a coaching decision.
Right.
Like a 66-yard field goal is the NFL record. I think that's the K-State record, honestly.
Yep.
Like I think Martin Gramatica made one of those like in the late 90s.
Automatica, Grammatica?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The next one comes from Logan Nagel. It says, Chiefs winning the Super Bowl, let alone even making it there, is a total pipe dream. I'd call that an overreaction.
Not like a huge overreaction, but yeah, more on the overreaction.
Winning the Super Bowl, I think, is absolutely not the expectation. I think if you told me right now that the Chiefs didn't win the Super Bowl, I'd be like, well, yeah, I could see that. That's about what I'd expect. But if you told me that they won the Super Bowl, I would be legitimately a little surprised.
Yeah.
But not that surprised.
I wouldn't be that surprised if you told me they made the Super Bowl right now, just with how average or like like not incredible the AFC is.
Right. What that comment did make me realize is that is total pipe dream, is that about smoking crack? Like you're on the crack pipe and you're having crazy dreams? Is that what a pipe dream is?
I don't know.
Sorry, that was a really... It was just one of those things that hit me when I read that. I was like, wait, what?
That's a pipe dream.
I think it's about smoking crack.
Like, you gotta be smoking crack to think of that you're ever gonna...
Yeah, bro, you're on the pipe if you're thinking that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a pipe dream.
I don't know.
You know what? In my head, I'm going to believe that that's what it is.
Yeah.
Next one comes from your boy Adam. Said, don't see the Chiefs getting their shit together in time to make a meaningful playoff run. We'll lose one more and the Broncos keep winning. We might not even have the division. This will likely be a lost season for Mahomes. Let's have that'll be the overreaction. This will likely be a lost season. This will be a lost season for Mahomes. That's how you do overreaction, by the way. I just want everybody to know that's. I'm not critiquing.
You need shorter
reactions, but saying the Chiefs might win the Super Bowl is not an overreaction. The Chiefs will win the Super Bowl. The Chiefs will lose in the first round. Not the Chiefs might lose in the first round this year, or we might lose the division. We might, but will they? I need firm statements.
Okay, so what overreaction am I judging here?
This will be a lost year for Mahomes.
Overreaction. I'm not there. I think it's not a lost year until the playoffs. I think you have to lose in the playoffs for it to be a lost year. And pretty much, like, if you don't win the Super Bowl, it's a lost year, right?
Right.
Like, even if you make the AFC Championship game again and lose, or make the Super Bowl and lose, it feels like a lost year regardless, right?
Sure.
So,
okay. I get it. I get what you're saying. I don't know, man. Any year Mahomes doesn't set the world on fire, I feel like is a lost season. A little bit, but I don't know. Your boy Adam also says Ravens are legit.
not an overreaction.
No, I think they're
I think they are legit.
I think they escaped against a bad Rams team. I don't think they're. I think they've looked like they've always looked whenever they're doing things like they're doing.
Yeah.
I think they certainly, again, if we look back here in 2.5 months from now, Truman, or 2 months from now, Truman says, "Hey, the Ravens lost in the first round of the playoffs." I'd be like, "Yeah, well, yeah, okay."
Not surprising.
No, I wouldn't be that shocked. So the Ravens are legit. That's not an overreaction. But they're not. I don't know. I wouldn't put them in my top 5 of Super Bowl contenders.
They're not playoff pilled.
Yeah, right. They have to show me. This could be the year. It's one of those where, like, when you think about all the great quarterbacks, a lot of them have one Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And I think Lamar's going to win one eventually. I think Josh Allen will maybe get over that hump eventually. I think Joe Burrow might win one eventually. This could be that random year where Patrick doesn't win it, and it is the Lamar year. But I don't know if that is.
Is it the Brock Purdy year?
Could be. Your MVP voting favorite.
Brock Purdy better than Lamar Jackson. I think we can all agree on that reaction.
Yeah, that's where you need Owen here.
Yeah.
Dude, I think Owen, having to think about that, his mind would explode. He would he either have to agree that Brock Purdy is better or agree that Lamar B is better, and I think he would just explode. Your boy Adam also says we need to trade up or away for a wide receiver.
Like trade a pick for a wide receiver, so
trade up, yeah, to get from wherever we're going.
Well, so trade up would be like trade up to get the 12th pick or whatever, right?
Yeah, right.
Trade away, I think, is saying like send a first round pick to Carolina and get Adam Thielen or whatever the trade away is. Is that?
Yeah, because he didn't say trade back. My only other thing would be trade back, where you get like 2 in the early second round, where you've got 2 young wide. I don't hate that idea. If you trade back into the second round and then you just drafted 2 pretty good wide receivers to pair with Rashee Rice, I think Mahomes could maybe get that. Although, god damn it, dude, if only wide receivers ever developed quickly in Andy Reid's system, then it would be great. Yeah. But I don't know, man. A lot of people talk about wasting a year of Patrick Mahomes' prime. That is true this year. What really is heartbreaking is that you're wasting the end of Travis Kelce's career also. Travis Kelce's probably only got 2 or 3, 4 more years of being. He's probably only got 2 or 3 more years, honestly, after this season of being still being an offensive powerhouse, still probably getting 1,000 yards. He's probably only got 2 or 3 of those left in his career.
Yeah.
And you're wasting one of them right now, which is also frustrating. And people don't talk about that enough.
See, I'm still thinking, though, like, what if the Chiefs get it together? What if they make a playoff?
Right.
What if they win the Super Bowl?
What if they don't?
It's not a waste then, right?
What if they stop dropping the ball? What if they? Yes, no, it's not a wasted year. We are. It's so close. They are still. It is so frustrating. Home Run Chase even he messaged me. He was talking about that where it's. I was telling him the Chiefs are the Mike Williams of the NFL teams right now. Every year you watch Mike Williams play and he catches some crazy balls and you're like, how is this guy not a number 1 receiver? And then he's jogging off the field and tweaks his ankle and he's out for 8 weeks. And you're like, God damn it, Mike Williams. And that's how the Chiefs feel right now is you're like, the Chiefs could certainly win the Super Bowl. And then you watch them win the game and you're like, holy shit. And then you watch Kadarius Toney be offside. You're like, God damn it, Chiefs. You know, I was
ready to say the Chiefs were back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was like, oh, cool. Everything's. Oh, that play could save our whole season. Oh my god. And then
I was on the phone with my mom and I saw that play happen and I'm like, I gotta call you back. And then we got the offsides.
Tina walked in. Because I don't just like stand up and go crazy very often, but I was just like, oh my god. I was like, we're gonna win this game. Holy shit. Like Tina walked in. I was literally like, you just missed us winning the game. Holy shit. And then they called the offsides. I was like, well, never mind. Whatever.
Yep. But not an overreaction. Chiefs need to address wide receiver, and it's got to be something first round level.
Yeah. You'll see a trend here as we finish up on Twitter. Brett Sandfield said, rebuild wide receiver room like everyone needs to go but Rice. Not an overreaction.
Not an overreaction.
Again, the question is what you do with Kadarius Toney. He's $2.5 million in dead cap if you cut him. Everybody else is like, it's $2 million for MVS to cut him, but MVS's cap hit if you keep him is like 12 mil, so that doesn't make sense. Chandler says, oh, by the way, Chandler exclamation point. If you guys enjoy the music for the intros or the outros on or not Grubbuds, but on Dahm That's True, Steehn vs. Machine, or Two Fat Guys in a Dream. Chandler ! On Spotify. Give this music a listen. That'd be great. But Chandler said, Tony gotta go. Might be an addition by subtraction for your offense.
I'd say an overreaction.
I think that is an overreaction. I think Sky Moore, I think this was the best snap counts that we've seen all year. I retweeted it. The Chiefs snap counts this week was Rice had 56 snaps, Watson had 36 snaps, Tony had 29 snaps, Sky Moore had 23, MVS had 22, and Richie James had 11. That's the best the splits have been. I would probably flip James and Moore, honestly. Give Richie James 23 snaps, why not? And then give Sky Moore 11 snaps. I'm fully out on the Sky Moore experiment.
Yeah.
I'm done.
I think it took me a while to get there, but I think I'm there now.
Yes, but we're finally starting to see a number one wide receiver come out of this group, and it's Rashee Rice.
In the game yesterday, outside of the offsides penalty on Tony, is there anything else that you point to and you're like, man, he really fucked up there?
No, Kadarius Toney had honestly had a couple pretty good plays.
And if he's a foot back, he's part of the play of the game.
Yes.
Like he still makes the touchdown. Like he's the one that makes the touchdown. I'm not sure Sky Moore going out there is going to make that catch from Travis Kelce. Sky Moore probably kicks it to the Bills.
He might have dropped a ball. I think Kadarius Toney did drop a ball, though.
Okay.
He has 3 catches, 25 yards on 4 targets. He also had 2 rushes for 16 yards. He did have a 14-yard carry.
Yeah.
So, again, I think he can be your
gadget guy.
He can play the McCole Hardman, Debo Sam. It's the role that I said a lot of people were going to develop that I was shocked we still haven't seen. But the Debo Samuel role that Kyle Shanahan has really developed, that can be your Kadarius Toney. Your jet sweeps, your crossing routes where he just takes it up the field. That could still be Kadarius Toney. And especially, I have no problem increasing Kadarius Toney's snaps. And that's crazy to say. And I know everybody's mad at him. But he's still probably the most talented wide receiver. He's probably the second most talented wide receiver in this. He might be more talented than Rashee Rice.
He's more dynamic.
He's more dynamic. Yes, exactly.
Like, it's the old Tyreek Hill thing. Like, right. Tyreek Hill is the most interesting, the most dynamic player in the NFL.
The most unique playmaker maybe we've ever
seen.
Like
Justin Jefferson could be a better receiver.
Right.
But Tyreek Hill does things that other guys in the top 5 can't.
Nobody can do what Tyreek Hill does, and Tyreek Hill can do pretty close to what your guys do, you know? And that's, absolutely. Every time Tyreek Hill touches the ball, it is a chance to go for 6. And people say that about a couple players, and they really overuse that. There's maybe been... I think Tyreek Hill legitimately is the most explosive playmaker we've ever seen in the NFL. I don't think that's silly to say. But obviously, because I said it, so that I shouldn't be the judge. But, all right. Sorry. A couple more. Sorry, Tony got to go. Last one from Brian Sadler. Sorry. Said Tony should either have his locker cleared out by the end of the night, or he should be hazed so brutally by his team that he retires. Listen, we're not going to be a pro-bullying podcast.
Overreaction to the first one. Overreaction to the end of the second one.
Yeah. Right.
I think you can haze him a little.
Yeah.
Steal his shiesty.
Yeah.
You know?
Home Run Chase didn't have any overreactions. I will say he sent this one that I find interesting. He said potential discussion about this, like, he said of all these, he talked about the excuses that we keep on giving the Chiefs of, well, if only, what if we did that, you know, so he wanted us to talk about that. We talked about it. He also said, is this adversity finally showing Mahomes' true colors, or did he let his emotions get the best of him? Either way, he should be embarrassed for how he acted, especially for doubling down and saying things like he can't call that when there's something great that happened, or this killed Travis Kelce's Hall of Fame career chances, that is a paraphrase that is of epic proportions that is wrong. But he says that shit is BS. It's hard to argue about the first option unless you believe his success has blinded him to what facing adversity actually feels like. Listen, dude, there have been so many bad Patrick Mahomes takes, like in the last day.
Yeah.
I saw somebody, I sent it in our group chat again. And sorry, I definitely have been talking a lot this episode. I've had, I guess, had a lot to say today, but this is the worst take that I've seen maybe ever, and especially this week. And this was in response to somebody saying that I lost respect for Mahomes, and it's like, no, you didn't. You always hated Mahomes. You just waiting for an excuse to justify it since he's been, yeah. And somebody responded and said, him sucking ass and crying about it is just beautiful to see. Explains why his wife is a bitch and Jackson is scum.
Jesus
People wondered
Christ.
why Jackson could be so shitty if Pat is a good guy, but we learned Pat is the same as Jackson. Jesus, that is the most insane take I've ever seen. Listen, Jackson Mahomes has been arrested for sexual assault.
Yeah.
That doesn't... Patrick Mahomes complained to the refs about a call. I don't know if you guys have seen... I don't know anybody else in the NFL ever, but they've all done it. There's a clip resurfaces Tom Brady yelling in the referee's face as they walked off the field at the end of the game. There's been so many bad takes about this. Listen, Mahomes, it was embarrassing. He was a bit of a whiner, a bit of a complainer. It was annoying to see him say the things about Travis Kelce. Well, you won't get to see it at his career, at his Hall of Fame thing. But let's not make mountains out of molehills here, guys. He's just a player who's been frustrated this year and took it out on the refs.
You know, I asked my friends for overreactions.
Oh yeah,
And one of them's like he's actually like a Chiefs hater, like a big Chiefs hater.
Okay.
And he's a Patriots fan, like has been most of his life.
okay,
But he listens to Bill Simmons.
okay.
And Bill Simmons and Sal talked about how Mahomes' tantrums last night diminished last year's Super Bowl.
Oh my god, dude.
It's insane.
People have simply just been looking for any reason to hate Mahomes. He's been very good and he's been very humble, and doesn't blame his teammates much, and he's been by all definitions a franchise QB and everything you want him to be. Now that he's had one slip up where he's had really his first getting out there and complaining, that people just are just going crazy on him. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Yeah. Rickenbach Falls says that, hey, let's go. He says, this guy sounds pretty cool. I wonder if he's talking about you.
Nice.
But
Not sure who that is.
me neither. I have no idea. But I don't know, man. Just so many bad takes about the Mahomes situation. Listen, he cried. He whined. He's a whiny. Also, the Pats fan sounds pretty cool.
Oh, okay. It's my Pats fan friend.
Yeah, there you go. But listen, Mahomes cried and he whined. But it doesn't... That's all he did, right?
Yeah.
Mahomes shouldn't have complained this much about the refs. I think he has a legitimate gripe. I think a lot of football players have spoken up and been like, that doesn't make a ton of sense. But it happened. And Mahomes, they did call the right call. But I don't think it diminishes anything about his... You know what? It probably killed his Man of the Year campaign. They put him up for Walter Payton Man of the Year again, and he's probably
Or like Walter
again.
Payton Crybaby of the Year award.
Right, yeah, God, dude. But I don't know, man. To say, oh, that's why his wife is a bitch, and that's why his brother is scum, and he's scum. And that's why they don't deserve to win the Super Bowl, or that's, it's just insane, man. Listen, he complained about one call, and the Chiefs have been legitimately. The Chiefs have had gripes with the officiating all year, and they haven't said shit. And when you're gonna let it rip, you're gonna let it rip, and you're gonna get they're all getting fined. Andy's gonna get fined. Pat's gonna get fined. They're all gonna get fined. And I think when you gotta let it rip, you gotta let it rip.
Yeah,
and that's what we just saw this week. That's all that is. Any others?
The other one was the Chargers should trade Herbert. And I have no opinion on that.
Man. Sorry, and if anybody's hearing my McDonald's drink, sorry.
I don't know who that helps. It probably would be good for Herbert to find a change of scenery, I think, but
I assume you could probably get two first round picks and a third or whatever. I don't know. He's got a big contract though, but Listen, Brandon Staley's going to get fired this year, especially after only beating the Pats 6-0 and then losing to the Broncos and only scoring 1 touchdown this year. I guess Easton Stick looked good, I think is why somebody's saying that.
Oh.
He looked fine. He made a good throw or two if you looked real quick. But he's not he's just I don't know, man. He's just not I don't think that makes sense. I think they're going to bring in a new coach. I think you let a new coach see what they can do with Justin Herbert before. Right. I think you bring in an offensive guru. I think pairing your rookie franchise quarterback with a defensive-minded head coach was not the right answer. So, yeah, just a thought. But trading him is an overreaction, I would say.
Yeah.
And that's it. There you go. The overreactions with the Evanreactor.
Oh, were you out? That was it? Okay.
Yep. Sponsored by patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out all the patrons over there at patreon.com/opendisaster. Aaron, Skylar, Joe, Meltbox Kansas City, opening soon in the Iron District. Is that what you're
like say? In May?
Yep.
April?
Yep. And, I know you listen.
Ooh. Oh, Dylan.
Dylan, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Of course.
Great job.
Yeah.
That's a dedicated listener right there. And somehow you're not one of the 6 people that had Dahm That's True as the top podcast. I think other people put out more podcasts. Which
is it just because they weren't my top podcast?
Yes.
That's because I listened to like over 4,000 minutes of a different podcast.
Right.
So
right, exactly. I would guess that you're probably have listened the most minutes. Although I don't, but that's also I don't know if that's true either. It's like, but like, Pardon My Take, I think was my top podcast, and I listened to like 5 Pardon My Take episodes, maybe total every year. Like if you added it all up.
I also haven't really been listening to the Steehn versus Machine on the podcast feed, so
that's fair.
Add in some minutes for people too.
Yeah,
but
fair enough. All right, let's rifle through these last couple. NFC South Team of the Week.
I'm gonna go with the Saints, the New Orleans Saints.
They covered 5.5.
Covered, got one of your wins.
Yes,
it looked like it was a rough week based on.
It was a rough week.
The bets that I put in.
It has been a rough week. I'm going to give mine to the Bucks.
Okay.
They beat the Falcons, and now they have created the funniest situation where the NFC South has 3 teams tied at 6 and 7.
Just where you wanted them to be.
Yeah, and I think the Panthers are still somehow eliminated from playoff contention already, which is, I think they've only won the one game.
Well, they're 1-12 or.
By the way, I know Adam listens to this show. Again, Adam, I do want to point out that honk shoeing on the Panthers was the correct answer. So, Evan, who's the best team in the NFL after week 14, not 13?
I think I can confidently say that it's not the Chiefs.
No. I can confidently say it's somebody in the NFC.
Yeah, I think we're back to the Niners. I think the Cowboys have a
I think they have a legitimate team.
Legitimate team and like a legitimate stake at that. I think I'm going with the Niners.
If the football gods bless us, we will get an NFC Championship game that is Niners versus Cowboys. I am very worried.
It's my kingdom. It's my pussy palace.
Oh no. Oh, I'm getting Vincent's notifications.
It's my kingdom. It's my pussy palace.
Oh no.
Is it just going to keep going?
If it is, I'm going to have to mute.
It's my kingdom. It's my pussy palace.
I'm muting. Okay, there you go. All right, ignore whatever's going on. Oh my. Oh no, okay, you guys aren't hearing that anymore. All right.
They're not hearing it. Are we gonna hear it the rest of the night?
Here, wait, let me check. Okay, no, I don't think they're hearing it. We're hearing it still. We'll have to hear it for the rest of the night.
We will have to hear that the rest of the night.
I guess I can just hold on. Let me just. Yeah. All right. We'll just mute that over there. Okay. So now we don't have to hear it.
Okay, it was the Niners Cowboys last year with the Zeke play, right? Where they put Zeke out at center.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think they're going to end up meeting up in the playoffs again.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the Niners look good. Brock Purdy looks serviceable. They made it to the Super Bowl with Jimmy Garoppolo, and I think they've got a more stacked team now than they did then. Yeah. And Brock Purdy can at least be as good as Jimmy Garoppolo. So, I think they're the best team right now.
I don't know, man. That Cowboys team looks good. I'm upset because they are actually dumb boys, and that is annoying, I'll say.
Yeah.
But all right. Okay. Trying to think.
Maybe the Eagles are just not good.
Maybe the Eagles are the Chiefs.
Like the Eagles should have lost to the Bills, should have lost to the Chiefs. Should have lost 4 in a row here.
Should have lost to the Cowboys the first time too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they should have 3 more losses. And it's, So, yeah, I think we are just not watching a great NFL season. And I think that you're watching a lot of good teams where you're like, that team could be good, but they're just playing really sloppy football. And that's everybody. I think you're starting to see the effect of a 17-game season on some of these teams.
Yeah. I'll also say, though, I haven't really been watching most of the other teams outside of the Chiefs.
That's fair.
Just because I'm not very interested in it right now.
Yeah.
But.
All right. Okay. How'd the Machine do versus Steehn this week? Not great. 1-2 going into the Monday night, and I think we're gonna go 2-3, which is fine. We had a big week last week. Listen, I went 5-0 last week, and he went 5-0 last week. I'm checking my picks. Oh, Green Bay. Wait, hold on. I might be screwed on all of them. What's the
10-13,
13-21? I need. Oh shit. Yeah, I am screwed. 13-21. I need Green Bay Giants to go under 37, and they are at 34 with 10 minutes left. I think I'm screwed. In Titans Dolphins, I need to go over 46.5, and they're at 23 with 13 minutes left. I am in big trouble. I'm gonna have a 1-4 week.
Yep.
I'm giving it all back. That sucks. All right. Well, it'll be all right. Let's build. You want to build one together?
Yeah.
So normally this is where we do Owen's 5-team parlay of the week. Owen is gone. I'm sorry. He's gone. He's not coming back. No, just kidding. He'll be back on like Tuesday. Unless Sean McDermott has something to do with it. Sorry, that's bad. Bad joke. I'm excited for Owen to be back. Safe travels. He's going to have safe travels.
Golly.
Sorry. I'm sorry to everybody involved. Okay. All right. I'll pick one first. I'm going to pick the Browns over the Bears.
Browns over the Bears. Yes. Okay. I like it. I think I'm going to go. What I want to do is make a Sunday noon parlay.
Oh, okay.
Except looking at it, this is when we start to get the Saturday games.
Yeah.
So there are only 3 games Sunday at noon. So I am not going to do that.
I'm seeing 6 games Sunday at noon. You can only see 3 because the Jets play the Dolphins, the Giants play the Saints, the Bucks play the Packers, and the Texans play the Titans. So
do they not put any lines out till after that?
Yeah, they don't put it up till those games are over.
Okay. So what are the 5 Sunday games? Or
the noon there? So there's 7 noon games.
7 noon games. Okay.
Bears Browns.
Okay.
Jets Dolphins. Which I mean I'm not gonna. You won't be able to pick these, I guess, but
yeah.
Giants Saints, Chiefs Pats, Bucks Packers, Texans Titans, Falcons Panthers.
Okay. Those games all suck.
Yes.
All right. We'll just skip that for now then. Let's see what else I want. I want give me the Chargers over the Raiders.
Okay. All right. A desperate man fighting for his job there.
Yes.
Chargers over the Raiders. Is that a Saturday game?
It looks like it's Thursday night.
God. All right. Wow. Plus 135 on ESPN Bet.
Okay.
Okay, give me the Falcons over the Panthers.
Falcons over the Panthers. Okay.
Minus 165.
Okay. I would like.
Ooh, I got a spicy one for my last one.
Ooh.
Unless you take it.
Ooh, I show the Cowboys at plus money over the Bills.
I also have that.
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, that was gonna be my spicy one also.
Not spicy enough.
All right, not spicy enough. All right, last game. Need a 5-team to build the 5-team parlay. Honestly, I think we're getting pretty good odds so far. Give me. Give me the Bengals over the Vikings. Let's go super sketch. Actually, you know what? No, I don't like it.
You don't like that one?
No, you try.
You know what I like?
What?
The Jags over the Ravens.
Damn. You sure?
No. But that's what I'm going with.
Listen, if this hits, we're going crazy. So, okay. So the 5 picks, here you go. Chargers over Raiders. Browns over Bears. Falcons over Panthers. Cowboys over Bills. And Jaguars over Ravens. On ESPN Bet, where I built this, that's plus 31.73. $5 wins you $158. I'm placing it.
Nice.
And if this wins, then Owen never gets to come back on. That's you forever. Evan, that's true. All right. Let's wrap it all up here, Evan. Evan was nice enough to bring me McDonald's. He brought me a McDonald's unsweet tea. I'm trying to be healthy again. Is that Dr. Pepper? Mm-hmm. Oh.
I am not trying to be healthy again. I'm actually trying to destroy most of my organs.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
S-tier guest. Nice. Yes, he is an S-tier guest. And, yeah, I mean, Owen never brings me McDonald's. You hear that? You hear that, bitch?
You think Owen's listening right now?
Not live, but I think he'll be listening on... I definitely think he'll be listening on Spotify. Because he likes to listen... He listens to a lot of podcasts. And he would listen to Dahm That's True more if he didn't have to hear his own voice. Because he thinks he sounds nasally. But, plot twist, everybody thinks that they sound nasally on a podcast. So, but
yeah.
I'm a narcissist, and I love hearing the sound of my own voice. So,
oh, yeah.
I just keep on having podcasts. That's why I have 8 podcasts. So
we didn't even talk much about Owen this week. Like, his trip.
Well, I mean, he'll be here to talk about it.
He'll be here to talk about it.
But Owen's in Britain. I don't know if anybody... England. He's in England?
He got to see Tottenham.
Tottenham Hotspurs. Oh, cock and a bull.
Oh, yeah.
4-0. 4-0, as they say over there.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm happy for him. Honestly, I couldn't imagine going there and, like, watching my team lose 4-0. You know?
Right.
If you would have spent the thousands of dollars... I don't know if thousands of dollars... But I think he's certainly spent over $1,000 to go on this trip.
Yeah.
And watch them, like, get blown out would be frustrating. He also, in classic Owen fashion, has invited 2 German guys to come and party. He's going to throw a party in May for his German friends that he met while riding on the tube.
His German friends are going to, like, come to America, visit New York, and they're going to be like, when can we see you? And he's going to be like, I'm in Kansas City. And they're going to be like, so is that like a 2-hour train ride?
Yeah, right, exactly, yeah. No, it is not. Okay. All right. But yeah, so Owen's in England making friends with random people, which of course is very Owen of him. Okay. So with that being said, we're going top 5 McDonald's items because Evan brought me McDonald's, so I'm very appreciative of him. I'm interested to see what you've got. We're definitely both made this list before the show started. We're definitely both not filling it out right now. Ooh, okay. Yeah, well, you gotta go there. You gotta go. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yep. All right. I've got a couple honorable mentions, and I know that pisses everybody off, so that's why I keep doing it. Okay. A couple things. I've got my list.
Okay.
4 honorable mentions. Some of them are a joke. One of them's a joke. First honorable mention. And you can figure out where the joke honorable mention is. First honorable mention, the McRib. Terrible item, but very funny.
That's the joke.
Yeah, terrible item. Funny that they make it in the shape of a rib still. Not very good. A fun fact about the McRib is that the McRib only comes back sometimes, and the sometimes that it comes back is when pork prices are at their lowest. Just a little heads up for you. Or they were at their lowest when McDonald's procured all the pork to make the McRib. So interesting. Another honorable mention: the holiday pie from McDonald's. Oh, which gives me another honorable mention: the Shamrock Shake. Gets mentioned here. Another honorable mention: the green chili McDouble, only available in the state of New Mexico, maybe Arizona as well. It's nice. It's really nice. They put green chili on it. It's very good. An honorable mention: I can't believe it didn't make top 5. McDonald's Coke has to be mentioned, but didn't make my top 5. Okay, here we go. Number 5, the sausage burrito. A very classic menu item. Me and Tina got. And about as close to as we really get to fights in the car when Evan and his wife were in the back seat, and I was trying to tell Tina to order me one sausage burrito and one sausage biscuit, and which was not what we had discussed the day before. Where I was like, I could really go for 2 sausage. I didn't get because I went to McDonald's like the day before that, and I ordered 2 sausage burritos, and they gave me a sausage biscuit, and I was upset. And so Tina thought that's what I was going to order, and I changed the script and was like, 1 sausage burrito and 1 sausage biscuit, because you can do the buy one get one. And she was like, "That's not how the." And then we had a whole thing, and then
That was worse than losing to Mizzou that day, having to listen to that.
yeah, sure. And then so she ordered me instead a sausage McMuffin, which some would say not anywhere close to what I had said, but it's not. It's not the point. It's not the point. Number 4, the sausage egg and cheese McGriddle. That's what I got to put at number 4. Oh, sorry. Hold on, real quick. Here, I'll finish up my list, then we'll run through chat's list. So number 4, the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Number 3, controversial take. Again, I had McDonald's Coke on the honorable mention. Number 3, a Dr. Pepper from McDonald's. It tastes different, right?
It's one of the best Dr. Peppers.
It hits different.
Yeah.
It hits different from McDonald's, and I wonder if it's the same. I wonder because I know McDonald's keeps the syrups cold for the McDonald's Coke at least, and uses cold water. And puts it in, and the McDonald's Coke syrup comes in a steel tank. I'm wondering if keeping the syrup cold and using already cold water helps that Dr. Pepper hit a little different also.
I mean, people talk about pretty much every drink from McDonald's. Sprite at McDonald's.
Dude, McDonald's Sprite. Yeah, pops. That shit is
They are doing something with their soda pop.
Yeah. they know how to pop, I'll say it. Number 2, you got to have it on here. McDonald's fries. It's got to be on your list somewhere. McDonald's fries, just a staple. Very good, very solid. Number 1. I struggled with my number 1. And this is going to be just a solid staple. Because you could have put the Big Mac. I can't believe the Big Mac's not on my list. Honestly, throw that in the honorable mention as well. Throw the quarter pounder with cheese in the honorable mention as well. Throw just a regular McDouble in there. Number 1 on my list, the hot and spicy McChicken. It takes a great staple in the McChicken, adds just a little more spice to it. You can maybe add extra mayo, depending on how white you are. But hot and spicy McChicken, my number 1. I love it. So number 5 through 1, sausage breakfast burrito, the sausage egg and cheese McGriddle number 4, Dr. Pepper from McDonald's number 3, fries number 2, and hot and spicy McChicken number 1. And I know that is going to be I know that's going to be a hot take of a list, but it's all right. Real quick with chat. Home Run Chase said he forgot to send overreactions. Don't worry, Chase. I still used some of your talking points that you sent me that were kind of overreactions anyways, and we still roasted them. All right. From chat, from Rickenbach Falls. They had number 5, the strawberry shake. That is an insane thing to
I
have
didn't
in your
even
top
know
five.
that was an item at McDonald's.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but gee, that's crazy. Number 4, the McChicken. We're going for value. Number 3, the McDouble. Number 2, fries. And number 1, the McMuffin. McMuffin is a number 1. I'd say the McMuffin is just so boring. That's my only complaint about the McMuffin. Tina switches out the Canadian bacon for actual bacon on her McMuffin. I think that's an elite move. I think that ham is weird on the McMuffin. So I think switching out for actual bacon, pretty cool. Dirk Cross, number 5, has the McChicken. Number 4, the medium fries. Large fry too much for you, bud? I guess. Number 3, the McDouble. Number 2, the sausage egg McMuffin. What the fuck is going on with the McMuffins? And number 1, a hash brown. The McDonald's hash brown, honestly, I'd probably kick out. Nope, I don't think I'd kick anything out. But the hash brown, I would almost say the hash brown's better than the fries, and that's a hot take. But the hash brown recipe also changed. I swear, this is my conspiracy theory. I think it changed like 4 years ago, and like right around COVID, they did something to the hash brown. It has become so flaky. It is very good. It's a lot crisper and it's a lot flakier, and I feel crazy when I say that. But in the last like 5 to 10 years, it has changed, and I don't tell you. So there you go.
Fries start getting too cold unless I absolutely scarf them down.
Listen, McDonald's fries are for scarfing. That's what you're supposed to do with McDonald's fries, is scarf them down. So, I don't know. All right, Evan, we're ready.
All right.
You can have some honorable mentions if you like.
I'd probably give an honorable mention to the McDonald's Dr. Pepper and the McDonald's sweet tea.
Oh.
Like, the drinks at McDonald's are excellent, always. Which brings me to my number 5. Orange drink. That is what I would always order as a child. I think its real name, it's
Fanta?
No. Orange, I think it's Hi-C Orange Lava Burst.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about the orange high C. Oh, damn, that shit
I think they got rid of it for a couple years and then brought it back. I think they brought it back.
Is it back?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Because if it's back, I live very close to McDonald's. I will not say how close to McDonald's, but
let's just say his unsweet tea was still cold.
Yeah.
When I brought it.
Yeah. And legitimately, if they have orange drink, I might go over there and get one. Right. I remember going away, and I think I remember there being there is a Hi-C orange. Oh shit. Oh man, I might have to go get a Hi-C. No, you know what? That'll be a little treat for me tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
it's a nice Tuesday treat.
Yeah, a nice Tuesday treat. Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, just classic McNuggets.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
I think I do something that is different than most people. I eat McNuggets with honey.
Ooh, okay.
Like, I ask them for honey. Third of the time, they give me honey mustard. Like, that's not what I meant.
Yeah, right.
I want it from a bee. And I've literally said that in a drive-thru before. They're like, honey mustard? And I'm like, no, honey from a bee.
Tina eats her McNuggets plain. No sauce, no barbecue, no ranch. I go ranch and barbecue. I go dunk.
I'm not a big sauce guy, to be honest.
I'm a huge sauce guy.
McDonald's McNuggets, I get them with the honey. It's the thing I've always done. Wendy's McNuggets actually are like better. Like, they taste better to me. But sure. McDonald's McNuggets, there's something about them that I love.
Shout out Burger King's nuggets for being like $1.50 for so long. I don't think they're that price anymore, but shout out Burger King.
Yeah. Number 3. This is where I have the fries.
Okay.
Pretty good. Love them. Sometimes I crave them. I kind of get the, like, large is sometimes too much, like, for a fry. Like, medium is, like, the right amount of fries for me.
Fair.
Number 2, this is where I have the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle. Just real tasty. Okay. Kind of wish it was an all-day item.
Okay. Yes, absolutely.
Like, I feel like when I go to McDonald's now, I either get a 2 cheeseburger combo or a McNuggets combo. And I kind of need a third thing to throw in there.
It's the number one thing that COVID took away from us is. Okay, maybe it's not the number one thing, but it's up there for me as the
R.I.P. Betty White.
the all day breakfast. Here's a weird thing: 8-piece chicken nuggets at Burger King is $2.49. The 4-piece chicken nuggets is $3.79. Discuss.
$2.49 for an 8-piece and
$3.79 for a 4-piece, which feels like because the 4-piece chicken fries are $2.49.
Man.
I don't
that does
know
not make any sense.
Somebody cooked
a 4-piece chicken fry? Like,
yes.
You can order only 4 chicken fries? Who's going to do that?
Worthless in my opinion. You can order 16 chicken nuggets for $7.29. Not a great deal.
Right.
I miss the good deal.
This chicken nuggets math does not make any sense at all.
Wait a minute. You get 8-piece chicken nugget for $2.49, a 4-piece chicken nugget for $3.79, and a 16-piece chicken nugget for $7.29.
32-piece, $165.
What the heck? All right. Okay. Ignore me. Ignore Burger King. Sorry, but keep
all right. And number 1, I'm gonna go with the Oreo McFlurry.
Oh.
I'm a big fan of the McFlurry.
From the top rope.
Yeah. So 5-1, going with orange drink, High C Orange Lava Burst, followed by McNuggets, fries, the sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddle, and then the McFlurry, the Oreo McFlurry.
I like it. That's a good list. That's good McDonald's. I hope everybody who's listening to this on their lunch break is very hungry now. Worthless Texas says spicy nugs rip. That's fair. R.I.P. Everybody except for Wendy's on the spicy nugs. Remember we had the spicy chicken McNuggets? That was a weird time.
Yeah.
Came with a spicy sauce, and the sauce was fine. The sauce was actually not that good.
Yeah.
I think nacho fries are still back at Taco Bell.
Had them on Sunday, maybe.
You can get a large now. You can get a large nacho fry. Did you get a large nacho fry?
Don't think I did. I think I got medium or whatever.
Fair enough. Raheem Mostert just ran in a touchdown. I have won my fantasy matchup.
Oh, nice.
Which is good. I think I had won it before that, but I'll get close to 110 points again, which in this league I have not scored under 110 points other than like 2 times this year.
Pretty sure I beat Hayden in the hot dog league, and I beat Worthless Texas in my roommate league. So
nice. I think I'll finish as the number 1 seed in the hot dog league.
Nice.
Which is cool. Which I'm dominating that league. I dominated last year. I dominated this year. Hoping to make another run. We'll see if I can get it done.
Yeah.
But
Owen has a good chance at ending up in the hot dog costume. So
he's 3-10. Did he lose this week?
He is eliminated from the playoffs for sure.
Yes.
Let's see.
He won this week. He beat Ben. So I think that means he's going to play Ben because Tyler also won. So it's either Owen or Ben, and they're going to do a rematch next week. Owen beat Ben by 2 points. This is going to be an incredible matchup next week for who ends up in the hot dog costume.
Nice.
Oh, man, I hope I win that league. I just want to win one league this year. All right. That's it. We're done. We appreciate everybody for being here. Appreciate everybody for hanging out. Again, shout out everybody over on patreon.com/opendisaster. Evan D. Shenanalac. SHANALEA. Sorry. SHANALAC. Evan D. SHANALAC on Twitter.
Yep.
Shenanalac. There you go. At Steehn Machine. STEEHNMACHINE on Twitter. TikTok, wherever you're finding it. Open Disaster Productions on YouTube. You guys want to see our smiling faces? Smile, Evan. Nice. If you guys are tired of seeing our smiling faces, frown. Go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you find it. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Maybe don't tell your mom. Maybe tell your dad if he's like cool.
Tell your mom's brother.
Yeah. Yeah, your uncle.
Don't call him your uncle.
Call him your mom.
He's your mom's brother.
Yeah. Instead of saying "Where's Uncle Mark," say "Where's Brother Mark." That'll switch it up. Yeah, maybe tell your friends. Listen, tell your siblings. It's just like I don't know if my mom should listen to Dahm. That's true.
Right.
Like it depends how if your mom I guess my mom doesn't pearl clutch. Who cares? You know what? Listen to Dahm. That's true. Everybody can listen to Dahm. That's true. There's no discrimination. We sometimes talk about Taylor Swift. Not that that's a requirement for girls. You know what? Never mind. I'm digging myself in a hole. We appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate you for hanging out. As I start to play a little outro music again, shout out Chandler ! On Spotify for providing this music. Wait, dude, is it still playing the Vincent noise?
Let's see.
Dude, it's still playing the Vincent noise. Okay, I'm so sorry, guys. Listen, I don't think we can play.
We'll sing it out.
Yes.
Womp, womp, wow. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom.